another day in the Matrix. Water's above crypto. We're getting a green pill today after yesterday's blood in the streets. Headed into our weekly close in a couple hours, so I decided to make a quick update of what I'm seeing in the market for all of you lovely people out there in the Matrix. I normally take Sundays off, but this week I'll be taking tomorrow off instead, so I thought it'd be nice to give you guys my thoughts on what I see happening for Bitcoin and the altcoins moving into next week. So if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with the esoteric science of Gematria, Numerology, and Astrology to understand these markets. If you haven't already subscribed and you like what we're doing here, feel free to subscribe. Give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious people to help grow this community. And a final reminder, I'm running a sale on my Mastermind course until the end of this month. For those of you who want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, you can join my Mastermind course. There's a promo code in the pinned comment below with instructions to get lifetime access to the course with a discount. My email's in the description box to get in contact with me for access to the course. The sale will be live until June 1st, so feel free to contact me if you'd like to take advantage of the sale price. And with that being said, let's take the red pill. So, what we have going on here is our weekly close coming up. So I'm going to go to the week. I'm going to brush through this really quickly. So what's going on here is we have sort of this like indecision moment here. A lot of our EMAs that we were looking for are bearish on the Bitcoin chart, and of course if Bitcoin is bearish, that means everything else is. So it's imperative that we understand that we closed the 21-week EMA below on last week, and now it looks like we're about to close second week in a row below the 34 EMA on the weekly. This is like unprecedented for the middle of a bull run. Even in the 2013 bull run, we closed above this 34 EMA as a weekly support. And I believe that the reason why we are seeing this structure is because the price was so flat and boring for all these weeks up here. The moving average is caught up, and then there was a huge manipulation liquidity event to the downside, which was done by an equal amount of outflows and inflows. So what that means is the whales came in, they basically destroyed the retail investor, flushed out all the leverage longs that were in this market, and then essentially had limit long buys down here, and they pumped the price back up. If you remember, on the day of May 19th, the price got basically immediately back to 41,000. I think it even hit 42,000 for a little bit, and since then we've been consolidating. Now, I've been saying that I do not think this bull run is over. I think that we're just repeating the overall structure of the 2013 bull run. And even in the 2017 bull run, there was multiple huge pullbacks, and the price was a lot more steady back then, and there was a lot less instruments to manipulate this market back then. Again, a lot of people don't know this, but the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, it opened up in December of 2017, basically right at the end of the blow-off top of the bull run. That didn't exist in 2013. It didn't exist in 2015. So basically what's going on right now is we have options, futures, and leverage controlling this market. And we have infinite liquidity being printed by the Federal Reserve, and central banks are essentially keeping this market in euphoria levels. So once you're in euphoria, there's need for humbling the retail investor and essentially knocking them on their ass so that you can get scared, and when you get scared, you sell. And that's why we've been seeing extreme fear in this market. Yesterday, the fear and greed index was 10. That's insane. It's just fake outs, you know? So I'm 80% saying that I think the bull run is still on. And now let's get to the number one scenario that I believe is happening after we go over the monthly chart. So this monthly close happens tomorrow. A lot could happen between here and there. Let's show you where the 8 moving average is, the 8 exponential, and we're looking at $36,700. So ideally we would like a monthly close above this 236, which is sitting around 38,000. That's a sneeze from here. It's only a couple grand up, and I think that would leave us in a much more healthy posture to feel confident about moving on in this bull run, at least sideways and boring seemingly bearish, seemingly in a bear market before continuation to the upside sometime around September into October. So those are my opinions on how this whole bull run is going to work. And now in the immediate short term, what I see going on here is something like this. I believe that moving into the next new moon, which is happening around June 10th, it'll also be a solar eclipse. I see the price pumping into this curve, getting rejected, coming down into the full moon of the month of June, maybe even making like a low down to 32, and then eventually getting out of this structure, moving into the new moon of July. And then I see a bigger liquidity event into the full moon of July. Okay, so I do think there's an opportunity that by July 20th to July 26th, near that time, we could be seeing a sub $30,000 Bitcoin, and this move would be called the dead cat bounce. Okay, so what you would have here, moving into strength, getting a rejection around the 0.5 to 618 fib, that would be called a bull trap. After the bull trap, it would be a dead cat bounce potentially, okay? And this is so important to take note of, because if this happens, you'll see a $1,600 Ethereum, you'll see a 50-cent XRP, you'll see everything get discounted, okay? The Bitcoin chart will tell you everything. So if we move up right now, another 30%, 40%, the altcoins will pump another 70 or 80%. Okay, but that doesn't mean that when Bitcoin shoves to the downside that those altcoins will hold strength. They will not. They will absolutely peel back. Okay, so it's really crucial that everyone understands this right now. We are in a very precarious time because there's a lot of shit going on in the world. There's central banks essentially just going ape shit, giving out all this stimulus. There's so many people on unemployment. Basically, everyone is living in a socialist regime by having a universal basic income without calling it universal basic income. And I believe in the month of June, you're going to see a lot of psyops. You're going to see a lot of things coming our way. I brought up that there would be potential negative things going on in regards to the C word shot, the V, coming up in June. So you're going to start to see a lot of stuff going on with that, okay? Again, it's not even really my opinion. You could look up any expert doctor, anyone who's aware of what this shit is designed to do, which is basically death serum, okay? So anyways, now that we've got that out of the way, I believe that this will create FUD because the world having FUD creates FUD in the market, okay? It's an organism, and we are the people that make up the population of the world who are part of this game. So, what's really crucial to know is I see in about the 20th of July, I do think there's an opportunity for lower lows. So what I would be doing is thinking about selling into strength, buying back at the dip, and then we're going to see a bigger trading range that forms and gets recovered by the month of September. So September is when you should be back on track, and then into October is when we would be seeing new highs across the board. Now, that seems so far away, but if anyone studies the charts and understands technical analysis, you'll know that that will be very good for us to have. People who want this to V-shape recovery out of here are because you just joined this market, you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you're scared because the prices are down, but in reality, a V-shape recovery like that is going to lead to a bigger crash correction, okay? So these very volatile trading ranges are just designed to destroy the retail investor. When smart money is accumulating right now, dumb money is going to FOMO in. It's called a bull trap for a reason. Then it gets sucked to the downside. Retail continues to sell into that weakness. Okay, we're better than that. We're smarter than that. When I use the word retail, I'm talking about the average fuck in this market who's like completely brainwashed into thinking that Dogecoin is going to continue going to $1 and Shiba Inu is going to go to $10 and Bitcoin's going to go to 0 and XRP is going to go to 10. Like, this type of shit needs to go away, okay? If you resonate with what I just said, thank you for being here. I'm glad. I'm glad we have some non-sleepwalkers in this community. because that's kind of what I'm all about. You know, we need people being straight shooters right now. Now is not the time to get lost in the sauce, if you know what I'm saying. So the way that I see this going for XRP is actually very similarly. Let's get into that chart. XRP is looking really strong today, by the way, with that 90-cent recovery. Not the strongest, but we're just going to quickly go over what's going on here, okay? So on the weekly, which we're about to close in a couple hours, we're going to look at the 21, and the 21 is this orange exponential moving average right here, and we're above it. So if we close where we're at today, very bullish. If we close above the 13 EMA, that's really bullish, okay? I don't see that happening, though. That's too soon. For it to pump up an extra, 8 cents from here is nearly impossible. So this is indicative of a trading range that'll be somewhere between this $1 and as low as this 34 EMA on the weekly, okay? That would be the trading range that we see for the foreseeable future. There is opportunity, though, for the bull trap, just like I explained with Bitcoin, where we get that move up into the 0.5 fib as high as the 618. Then you would want to be considering moving out of the play because you could have the dead cat bounce scenario and see lower lows. And that lower low would catch you around the 55. Okay? Now that 55 is sitting pretty fucking low. It's looking scary, but it's just, I'm giving you the red pill, man. This is how it's going to work. Like, I know no one wants it to happen, but again, I was telling everyone that once XRP gets below $1, anticipate retail's going to sell. And then we saw them move down as low as 64 cents, okay? I actually got in a long that day. I longed at 67 cents. It was like the most, wow, it was a game changer. One of the greatest trades I've ever made. You know, don't hate it. Don't date it. Just trade it. You feel me? That's what it's all about. Traders make the most money in bear markets, by the way. They make the most money in volatile ranges. So that's what I'm into. I'm not married to these coins, man. They don't matter that much. They're not life. Give your energy to other things. Let's just quickly look at like one of the top players right now, which is Cardano. Again, I touched on Cardano a couple weeks ago. I even gave you guys a free Wyckoff lesson that was really, really powerful, I believe, because the play actually came completely to fruition. And then we made a secondary video going over it. But basically what we're seeing here is this golden pocket area of the 137, $1.30 range. That's about as good as it's going to get. If we have the dead cat bounce scenario for Bitcoin or bull trap, we could see this moving into the $2, getting a rejection, and then it would come down probably and start trading again at the low $1.20 region. Anything around $1 is amazing for Cardano, and I believe that that'll be a life-changing play because in my analysis that I did on this week's episode, Red Pill episode, my weekly technical analysis podcast, we're looking at about a $7 Cardano. Yeah, that's conservative. Like we're looking at $7 as the conservative target, and then the blow off could be much more extreme. It could be something like $13. So this play I'm starting to pay more attention to because of how strong it's held throughout all of the volatility that Bitcoin's been experiencing. This is a really good sign of strength in a coin when you see an altcoin that behaves alongside Bitcoin's movements, but it doesn't lose a significant amount of value. So, you know, this is a pretty juicy pullback, 33%, but across the board, we're seeing things like 80% down from the recent crash back on May 19th. So all the way to the downside, this is still not even that crazy. On the liquidity event, we have 61% from the wick high, okay? Now, like there's strong plays like Theta, VeChain, they're down 81% from swing high to swing low, okay? So Cardano is fucking strong. And it's a play that I would be really, really considerate of building a larger position in. And anyone who's sleeping on this project is not going to, they're going to do very bad in the end of this run. Because when you have a project that's holding this strong during massive volatility, especially bearish posture, and it's behaving like this, that's a sign. That's a sign to pay attention to the play. Okay? But anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. Just a shorter video on the day. I'm anticipating a, probably a pump into the end of today's trading day. Maybe we'll see XRP hit around like 92 cents, 93 cents. Ultimately, though, I don't see it getting above this 236. I don't really see Bitcoin doing much more from here. Perhaps we start to see after the closure, the daily closure, we start to see trading back into the 38,000. But I anticipate huge resistance for Bitcoin around 41K and huge resistance for XRP around $1.06, $1.05, just to be like, basic. So those are your plays for the next day to 2 days. I'll be making a video on Tuesday. Everyone enjoy your day tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend in the Matrix. If you're looking to join the course with the discount before I increase the price starting on June, feel free to shoot me an email. Again, that'll be the sale will be live until June 1st. And I'm also looking forward to having everyone who's been waiting to join the Patreon on June 1st. I just did this week's Red Pill episode, so right when you join on June 1st, you'll be getting access to that episode and all of the other 8 Red Pill episodes, which are my technical analysis podcasts. I go over all of the altcoins that are doing well, and then I also go over picks from our supporters of the Mastermind community. And yeah, so with that being said, enjoy the rest of your weekend in the Matrix. Much love to everyone.